Excuse me. Oh, I'm glad to see we got a few people waiting out here. Well, I guess congratulations are in order. We've reached our 10,000 subscriber. And no, actually, this is not bought. Quite frankly, I would not spend the money on buying subscribers because it just doesn't jive with YouTube. Um, it took us a long time, a really long time to get there. But we're here. Whether there's reward in that or not, I really don't know. Yeah, we had to go through all that tax form shit and sending in a copy of my identification, like my passport, and probably another day or so. We'll be back up in function again with the super chat and all that crap. They had taken it off briefly because they required more information. That's what happened with that. But we're getting there now. So anyway, you ever sit down and kind of contemplate your life, see where you've been and where you're at now? I do that every now and again. I still have these thoughts in my head, like, how the hell did I get here in the Philippines, right? Because I'll be honest with you, there was a time I never thought about ever living in the Philippines. I think the first brief girlfriend I had, I wanted her to come to the US of A at the time, but it was not going to work out. She had a couple of kids, family she was close to, and she just wasn't ready to come out here. That I think, in part, was the demise of the blooming relationship on that fateful days in 2016, April of 2016. Now, on that note, I guess we have to congratulate Uncle Jesse because I helped him get over 1,000 subscribers by talking about him on my show. He suddenly boosted himself over 1,000. Now, I mentioned Uncle Jesse now and then because he's quite a character. He's a real hoot. I mean, he's the real deal. He comes from southern Georgia, and well, all you got to do is watch him, and you'll understand why he's quite a character. And his wife, who is actually 24 years old, according to them, you would not know she was a day over 14 or 15. A lot of Filipinas look young. And my first woman interest out here, she was like over 30, and she didn't look a day over 17. Trust me, she was in her 30s. Don't worry, she was in her 30s. Verifiable. A lot of Filipinas look really young. It's amazing, actually. And this girl, I mean, he could get away with that here in the Philippines, but if he was walking around with her in the United States, all eyes would be on them because she truly looks like a little kid. But what's interesting about her is her character, too. They're two very distinct characters. She has a really interesting personality. She's very animated, always bobbing her head up and down, agreeing with Jesse. And I don't know. I mean, even though the guy's got to be at least 78 or something, okay? And you look at him and you look at her, and I'll tell you, man, thank you, congrats. It'll be coming here in about another day or so. The super chats sign on here. That's what they said. Take a couple of days to go through. I haven't even had my ads running. They took them off too. It was just paperwork I had to fill out. So it took a little while to do it, but I got into it and finally took care of it. 10,000, folks. 10,000. Who would have thought, right? I wouldn't. Probably neither you. Yeah. But anyway, getting back to the motley duo, Jesse and his wife. Yeah, she's a really interesting character. And under any circumstance, I mean, if you saw these guys walking down the street, you couldn't figure out what their relationship was. Certainly not man and wife. But see, you could get away with that kind of shit here in the Philippines. He's got to be at least 78 or something. I mean, he's got to be. And you look at her, and it make you scratch your head. And who is this little girl that this old man is hanging around with? Only in the Philippines, folks. Only in the Philippines. It's hard to get away with that kind of shit. In America, again, or any other place, someone looks at them and they would say, "What's the relationship here?" But she's quite a character, though. She's actually quite a firecracker, too. She'll, the F-bomb words, you name it. I mean, I don't know. She's I don't know what else to say. She's quite a character. That's kind of a show I do listen to, and he's not living in anything fancy. I think he doesn't make. He probably makes a little under $1,000 a month on retirement, and it's basically an unfinished cement block type structure that he's trying to put another room on. So him getting donations, I guess, will really help him out. I mean, I'm not trying to promote the channel because only because they're quite a couple of characters, but I don't approve of that kind of age gap situation. And he says, well, her family approves of him. Well, yeah, they don't make much money, but he's helping her survive and claims he doesn't give any money to the family. I don't think he probably could afford to give money to the family. She claims that her relatives all work. Fine and dandy on that. But you see this a lot out here. I don't know where else you see this kind of shit, but I just know about out here. It's really bizarre to see this and witness this. As I've always told you guys, I'm not an advocate of that really wide, age gap situation. To me, it just seems perverted. I'm sorry, but once you find somebody your own age, ha ha ha, you hear that in America. Pick on somebody your own age. Go find a woman that's around your own age. But you look, you get spoiled for being, say, an American. You come out here, and you can get somebody younger than you, right? So that's all fine and dandy. But I think it's the amount of years that separate that becomes really bizarre and maybe not acceptable on any level as far as I'm concerned. But then again, that's just me. Piece of ass is a piece of ass to a lot of you guys out there, but I just can't go in that direction, man. That's just not me. Okay, comments. The guy believes in UFOs like Yellow Man. Okay, they'd be good friends. Philippines and beyond. Good morning, Jack Doe, Jesse. Yeah, Philippines and beyond. Hey, beyond. Okay, but 10,000 subscribers, folks. That's a remarkable amount for me because I've never reached that amount through the years. You remember a long time ago, I mentioned about how I accidentally removed all my videos. I went to put it on hide, and I had a shitload of videos, and I was at only about 1,300 at the time. But I had a shitload of videos. I went to put it on hide, and I probably hit the wrong button, and I deleted everything. And I don't know. I tried to get it back, and it was out there in Cyberland somewhere. Because if you went to one of these, what do you call that site? You go there, you can see that I actually had all those videos. There's a notation that I did, but I couldn't get it back. That's the bottom line. A shame. But we've reached a remarkable time here, 10,000. I wish they were all coming on when I was on here and get all those kind of viewers on here, but that's not the case. You got a lot of transient people that sign up and they don't come back on. And I think that happens with everybody's channel here, really. 10,000 subs. I know everybody said I bought all my subs. I could tell you some people that definitely have bought all those subs. I could tell you one guy that's who dates women of the night who definitely had bought his subs because he's the one that was always telling me, I can get you subs. You could buy them. And I never did. Although, to be honest with you, there was somebody out there in the beginning that was buying me my subs. I didn't put them up to it. I didn't put out any money for it. But in the beginning, there was a boost from somebody on there. But then beyond that point, when they stopped buying them, it just started growing a little bit. So my popularity, I guess, been shared with others. And they want to know what the hell is going on with my channel. Who is this guy? What's all the drama about lately? All that stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we'll celebrate that today at 10,000. The Big 10. The Big 10. Jerry is way ahead of most people. Oh, Jerry definitely probably buys his subscribers. I'm pretty sure of that. And to come to think about it, we're not getting into trolls here, but it's been about somewhere around the 2-month mark now for old Barry being incarcerated. Yeah. Time goes by, huh? 2 months. 2 months. Not on the day. I don't know. It's around 2 months now. I haven't kept track. I've yet to make some copies. I've been promising myself I was going to frame this. Is get those pictures of Barry behind the jail bars. And alongside of it, the article, how he was busted and all that shit. I've yet to make any copies yet because I want to put it in a glass frame. I want to put it in my bedroom wall. Because that's quite an earmark on there, man. Let me tell you, getting that guy in jail, it deserves to be on the wall. It was a long quest of mine that I succeeded, but I got to get it on the wall. So what's the advantage of you having that many subs, Frank? You know what, man? I don't care either way, Green Newbie. It don't matter. Not on my show anyway. Even when the super chat thing sticker $sign goes back up, I don't expect a lot of donations. But like I said, I'm not dependent on my donations, but it's always nice to have. At least I'm not going to spend my money on, illicit shit. I'm not going to have people support me. Just a channel. It's just a way of showing, hey man, I appreciate the channel. That's all. I've been through the speech before.
I go market.
You're going to go buy fish? What are you going to have? Fish every morning for breakfast? Fish! What's for breakfast? Rice and fish. What's for lunch? Rice and fish. What's for dinner? Rice and fish. Damn! What?
Nothing.
What?
Wait, next time you eat rice and fish.
I'm not eating no rice and fish.
I know, you don't eat fish.
No, I'll just have some cereal or oatmeal. So I weighed about 174.8 the other day, but I looked at my scale this morning and I'm back down to 170. See, I got bloated. I tell you, I got bloated. I was taking a med, but it just bloated me up. And I said, I ain't taking this shit no more. Hell no. And I'm very proud of myself. They brought some Dunkin' Donuts over here when one of our family members came over here, and they always want to bring you something like that. I didn't touch it. Now, yesterday I was supposed to go for a 2-mile walk, but her grandchild is actually here, and he's very young. And he wasn't going to walk on the beach with us for 2 miles. So I could have done it on myself and just be more independent, just go and do it. I got lazied out. And I didn't do my walk. But we are talking about buying a treadmill, folks. Yes, we are. For real. That's what maybe some donations will go to, for something good, not something bad. Okay, a treadmill. Now that's a good thing. No booze. It's not on cigarettes. Okay, it's not to pay a lawyer. It has nothing to do with all the above. Just something good. And of course, if I stay healthy, then my channel stays on. If I get sick and die, some of you might celebrate, but some of you might actually miss me. So let's think of the positive on this. That's a good thing for me to buy a treadmill. I just haven't figured what model and what features that I want. But, if the channel continues to grow and people start donating as soon as that sign is up there in another day or so, we may reach that goal. No. We're not touching my emergency money for that shit. Like I said, that doesn't exist. You got to create an artificial barrier. Your bailout money stays where it is in the bank. Sure, I could go out right now and buy the best treadmill that's on the market. That's not the point. I'm trying to play it smart because I'm not rich, but the money I do got in the bank is set aside. It's very important, guys. I'm telling you. Because if you got to have at least $10,000 in the bank. I have more than that, but you got to have at least $10,000 in the bank as a bailout, as emergency funds. I can't dig into that. And I have dug into a lot of it. I mean, since I sold the house, there's been a lot of projects that I've done around here where I did have to dig into that. And I'm not very proud of it, but there's certain things I wanted to get done around here. There's still more projects I need to do, but I'm grabbing the reins of that mule and I'm saying, slow down, boy, slow down. I want to earn the money. Right here on YouTube. I want to earn it by doing some good shows and getting donations from people. You don't want to go into your emergency fund. I can't emphasize that any stronger than that. Because once that money's gone, bro, it's gone. And you can't work out here, Now, my girlfriend makes her own money a little bit, She does something with another gal, marketing stuff on here, So many things are sold, she gets a little profit from it. And, it adds up, It adds up. But I can't work myself, so, that's just the way it is. So it helps when you get donations on your show and people say, okay, man, I don't mind supporting Frank's channel because he does come up with some interesting shit. Something to listen to anyway, on a rainy day, come to my channel and just, yeah. Oh, what's in there? Oh, what is that? We're down on dog food already? Damn, I'm telling you, man. Really? All right, get some money, get more dog food. Hell, they go to that dog food like. See, I could have a dog food fund on here too. We go to dog food like crazy.
The money.
The money? You want some money, honey?
Why dog food?
Well, whatever's in the wallet there,
No.
getting down. The funds are getting down till payday here. What did we buy? What did we bought 5 kilos last time?
Last time.
No, get 8 kilos minimum. Okay. See, we don't just buy the dogs dog food, you know. We wind up buying these little pedigree packets. It's like meat, beef with gravy. They won't eat their food unless there's something in there, so they're really spoiled. Let's see, Philippine to be on only in the Philippines. Where can you buy a new Toyota truck under 23,000? I don't know. I found the prices out here higher than America on vehicles. Well, you know, I never said it was cheap to live in the Philippines. I just said the housing was cheap out here, and everything else is not cheap out here at all. Come on, thumbs up, folks. It's 27 people watching. Come on, Jerry. Everybody else, thumbs up. Yeah, I never thought it was cheap out here. And each year that I've spent out here, I'm seeing inflation going crazy out here. Yeah, you even buy the good food around here, good vegetables. Who was doing a show on it? Oh, John Blaze. He's talking about why he would pick the vow and blah blah blah. And he's probably right on that part, at least the part that you can get access to some really good produce out there and get real celery, you know, that looks like celery instead of looking like a pencil stick, you know, because that's what you get out here. You find somebody who has a stand with celery. I said, what the hell is this? Celery. Celery. It looks like a pencil stick. That's how thin it is. You know, when I was in Hawaii, in America, I mean, celery was celery. Some of these suckers were 2 inches wide. And you're talking about a half an inch wide on a stick of celery over here that looks so unhealthy. So that's some of the bugaboos according to where you live, okay? You can't get everything you want. Prices on new vehicles are cheaper here in the Philippines. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you, I don't know. I also go by used prices. You know, I'm always checking out cars and stuff. And I'll never go to buy one. Not a money thing. It's just that, you know, if you've seen enough videos I've seen of all the accidents happening here in the Philippines, everything going on, you don't want a car. You don't want a car. As much as I like to drive, not around here. I just can't take that chance. I just can't take that chance. I'm in my late 60s, man, and I want to live to be whatever, you know, age I want to be. And I don't need a car accident to bring me to a full stop, if you know what I mean. Besides, I don't want to run over some innocent kid or their family because they just walk across the street. I mean, it's dangerous. I'm not exaggerating this at all. But no, when you try to buy a used car for somebody out here, shit, come on. Their price is a couple of $1,000s more than you buy it in America on used cars. They figure there's a sucker born every day and they try to take advantage of you. There's no negotiating. You remember I did that show with that one guy was going to buy that one car off? And that's why I wound up naming my show Kano in the Philippines, because he was labeling me as a Kano. And I got money, you know, in an American dollar is worth a lot of pesos. You're doing real good, pal. So I should charge you more money. You're a Kano. That kind of philosophy exists out here every single day. I've never seen any ads for a used car. No, I don't mean talking about Chinese made. I'm talking about name brand vehicles. I've never seen anyone selling a car out here that was selling it for a appropriate price. I have. Frank, think positive about driving. If you hit someone, make sure they are dead. Well, yeah, I know about that stuff. I remember somebody telling me a long time ago, there was a bus driver that hit a guy, right? Now, the whole concept of this is that guy don't want to lose his job. He don't want to get his company in trouble. So the thing is, if the guy's still alive, he has to be hurt bad. If he's still alive, the bus driver runs over the guy to make sure he's dead, because dead men tell no lies, tell no tales. And I mean, this concept is like, it's mind-boggling. Remember, I did a show not too long ago about Filipinos are really insensitive to blood and gore, and I meant that. Same as, how could anybody drive over somebody, make sure they're dead? How could they sleep at night? How could they even perform that act? They do that out here. If it means their job, if it means their company not have to pay all the hospital expenses, the reason they run them over is because they don't want the company or the driver, whatever it is, to pay all the hospital expenses, which could add up to millions. pesos. Yeah, they do that out here. I mean, it's scary shit. This is a scary country. According to how you look at it, it's a scary country. Wow, that's when your emergency money comes in handy. Yeah. Well, I have a conscience too. Okay, I don't want to run over about it. I don't want to hurt any little kids. I mean, I'm a good driver. I'm a very good defensive driver. I did have a couple of accidents in my life where it was my fault, but any other accidents I've ever been in was definitely not my, or any near accident was never my fault. I'm actually a good driver. I'm aware of everything around me, but sometimes when a kid runs out in a road or a family member, whatever it is, you can't control that. You can't stop or break in time. And I don't want anybody under my wheels squashed up and bloody. I mean, I couldn't live with that. Maybe you could, but I couldn't live with that. Third party insurance, which is required, will cover the funeral costs. Oh, thanks for telling me that. 31 strong. Come on, get those thumbs up, folks. What's wrong with you people? Jesus Christ. I say this on every show. You come here, you want to listen to me, but you're too lazy to get the thumbs up on here. Jiminy Cricket. Wow. I got a tough audience out there. I got to tell you that. I got a really tough audience. It's hard to get donations from, and it's hard to get a thumbs up from. Jesus, Jupiter and Mary. You guys are just petty. You really are. Look at that. You still won't budge. Somebody did. Gave me a thumbs up. Wow. 31 people and only, okay, here we go. Jesus Christ. I mean, bad enough you don't donate to me when you're able to, but you can't even afford to give me a thumbs up on my show? Okay, now you move it a little bit. I appreciate it. My God, what does it take? Seriously, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, we see on here you can't tell the thumbs down. They used to have that feature on here. I don't know why they removed it. Why did they do that? Remember they used to have that feature, thumbs up and thumbs down? Now it's just the thumbs up button symbol on here. I don't know why they did that. There had to be a reason. Come on, 9 ain't good enough out of 34 watching. Come on. I don't want to spend the whole show asking you guys for a thumbs up here. But it's 34 watching. I expect more than 9 thumbs up. I mean, get real. Look, face the fact, if I didn't do my show, you guys would be bored out of your effing mind. Keep that in mind because someday may come where I'm going to say, fuck this shit. I know you heard that probably 300 times, maybe more. I don't know. Who's counting? But I will tell you, there's a day that might come. It may come when Bummer gets to blankets on and gets supported. Haven't decided. But there's going to come a day when you say, I wish Frank was back on. I wish I gave him that thumbs up to encourage him. You think I'm kidding? No, I'm not. You know there's shit out there to listen to these days. You know that. I got my finger on the pulse of the Philippines community, the vlogging community. You know that. You need me for information, and you need to follow me. What's going on with myself? I make your day or night or whatever it is. So be generous. You got to give me encouragement, not discouragement. What's wrong with you boys? Come on, I want beyond 9 here. Come on, guys. I'm just not going to talk about anything else. Unless those numbers go up, I'll just sit here. In fact, I'll put the computer down. You guys can go away or whatever you want to do. I'm a stubborn mofo if you haven't figured that out yet. Let's get those numbers going up because I won't say a goddamn word for the rest of the show. I'll just give it over to you guys. You can talk about whatever you want. I don't care. I got shit to do this morning here. I haven't even showered yet. You know? I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I don't think what I'm going to eat for breakfast. There you go. Now you're responding. Come on, guys. I'm not going to say shit. I'm starting right now. I want to get those numbers up in a respectable way. I tell you, I get no respect at all. No respect at all. Show me a little bit of respect. Okay. Cutting the mic off here. When the numbers get up, I'll get back on and start talking. I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling the love. Of course, I'm fucking with you, but, at the same time, I kind of mean it. You guys are not very generous. Okay. I'll just sing or something. I don't know. I don't care. On some secluded afternoon, some secluded rendezvous beneath the avenue, there are cocktails for two. La 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 la. You don't want to hear me singing, so give me the thumbs up. Believe me, you don't want to hear me singing. See what I'm saying? I'll just say that for a long time. See what I'm saying? We'll imitate our boy in jail. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Get the thumbs up, boys. I ain't gonna shut up. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Sha-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Sha-na-na-na-na. Sha-na na na na. Sha-na na 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 na. Sha-na na na na. Shauna, you are a tough fucking audience. I gotta tell you that. You are stubborn mofos if I ever seen any at all. Of course, if I was Big Kevin, I'd be making all this money and getting all these thumbs up on my show, but I'm not Big Kevin, am I? I'm not Ricky either, am I? You want all the dirt. You want all the shitty news. You want all the negativity. You want all the scuttlebutt, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Make a Frank, have you considered buying a car? I remember you talking. We were just talking about the car situation on here. Of course, I considered buying a car. But you see, there's another element to that too. I'm lazy as it is lately, not getting enough cardio in. If I got a car, you might as well just shoot me. Because, I'll have a heart attack or something. You got to get the cardio. You get lazy when you drive. That's part of it too. It's not money, it's not just the, worried about accidents, but it's you become lazy. Okay? That's part of it. And I don't want to get to that point. Get that bad. Where I'm bitching at myself for not doing enough cardio, and then I'm going to go and buy a fucking car. Really? No, I also don't want to deplete that much money out of my account. There's going to be things happening that's going to probably all affect us out here, I'm sure, somehow. That rainy day or that storm that's coming, or the roof blows off or something, or, whatever. Or I get another hernia or something, or whatever. When that money's gone, bro, it's gone. Probably never to return. Think about that. You can't work out here, so, you got to hold tight. You got to be a tightwad, man. Hey, I want to buy a treadmill, and I could go into the account and buy it right now, or order it anyway. I can't do that. I will not do that. My viewers are going to help me buy a treadmill for my health so that I can stay online and be healthy and be with you for how many more years? To entertain you like I've been doing. Have a heart, boys. Have a heart. Have a heart. My God, Treadmill, boys. It's a treadmill fun. Treadmill fun. Not booze, not a game box, Xbox, but we're talking about something beneficial that people feel proud to donate to. Because it's for a good cause, not a lawyer, not anything like that. For something to make me healthier, so I can stick around and entertain you for more years. I want one of those Baja Tucker, much more nicer than a trike and cost around. I don't know. It's not that I'm trying to be stylish and I want to have a real vehicle, I don't know. I just can't see me driving one of those little debt traps, Chinese debt traps. Sure, you could buy those Chinese-made vehicles, little kind of like pickup type things. They got a bed in the back and you got a cab in the front that only fits the driver, maybe one passenger. Nah. I got kids around here that in and out of my place, so I ain't gonna buy something like that. I know they have vans too. You could buy a van. I've seen a lot of people. You could even get them with automatic transmission. You could buy a van. Oh, the Baja type thing. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I actually seen one that was quite sporty, actually. I know what you're talking about. Quite sporty. You can't fit anything in there. I don't know. I'm just getting older too. The fact is, look at the Peckerwood. He was mowing down people like there's no tomorrow on his car. He's somewhere around my age. Is your reflexes still good? Should I be behind the wheel? Should anybody in your late 60s or anybody with, let's say if they have pre-existing health conditions, should you be behind a wheel of a car? Think about that. I've always thought that in America that you should have to go through some rigorous testing to see if you belong behind the wheel of a car, if you're at an advanced age. I seen some old timers back in the States that you wouldn't think should be behind a wheel of a car. Heart attack, city on the road, could mow down a family or something, or a crowd of people. Nah, I think there has to be certain medical or realistic, considerations who should be behind the wheel of a car. If you're a fucking manic person or some crap, some psychedelic person, psychologically impaired, you should be behind them. You should be behind. Which reminds me, I had actually a dream about my old Filipino girlfriend in Hawaii. Not an amorous thing or nothing. She happened to come into my dream picture, and I left her for Gilda. That was funny. Well, speaking of her, the reason I was going to bring this up. Now, I remember when she was really getting on my nerves one day. I was driving her home from my house, and I don't know, man. She was just being a real Karen. I don't know, and I was mad, and I didn't want to yell or anything, so I just took it out on my accelerator pedal. To show her I was pissed off, I just gunned it on the road. And she knew what I was doing, right? So what she just, no, this is the way to do it. Fucking bitch, man. She grabs the fucking wheel, to and fro, back and forth, put me all over the road like I was going to crash. I said, you fucking crazy, man. That's at the point I got rid of her. She was fucking crazy, man. Tried to crash us on the road. If you're going to do it right, Frank, in other words. You're trying to show me you're mad by accelerating, showing your anger. Well, let's do it the right way. Let's just get you to crash, too, while we're at it. I said enough of that shit. That's when my anxiety started, folks. There you go. Pinpoint. At that point, I never had problems really sleeping. No, if I had, I'd just take some Benadryl. And that's when I got into the Benzies, baby. It was when I was dating her. Because I found it hard to sleep, and the Benadryl wasn't doing much. That's when I got into the benzos. It's because of her. And my anxiety started coming out. I never had to take that shit prior to her. I'm going to tell you straight up, and I'm telling you facts. I'm not lying. I only kept that shit around as an emergency thing if I ever had like what they call one of these panic attack things, which was very rare. When I started dating her toward the end, I was with her almost shy of 3 years, I guess. She was waiting for me to marry her. Oh, she had the ring and all that. I don't know what I was thinking of. But I never mentioned marriage. She wanted a big old wedding and all that shit. Who's going to pay for that shit? Of course, she thought I was secretly rich and I was hiding it. Yeah, I know. I figured it out. But when that crazy bitch grabbed steering wheel of mine and did what she did, man, that was Benzo City. From there, I started taking that shit a little bit at night to help me sleep. Because I couldn't sleep otherwise. She had me spazzed out. I didn't know what she'd do. That was a history of the benzos with me. Now you know. Now you know. And I was taking it ever fucking since. And no more now. But revelation, besides 10,000 subscribers, I got off the bennies, man. Of course, it was only a quarter of a milligram. It's like, I call it M&Ms, really. At that rate, you could just get off it and not have any side effects. You don't have to wean off it. It was a convenience to take it to help you sleep at night. But now I'm just finding other ways. But man, it took a woman to get me on bennies, man. It tells you something right down in there. That woman ain't for you, bro. And she wasn't. Let me tell you. Philippine Adventures, the reason I want a car, it's hard to park anywhere where I live. Most businesses don't have. Yeah, same here. Same here. Same here. Same here. Come on, get the thumbs up, folks. Tumpsack. There's nowhere to park. And what am I going to use it for? Just around the island here? Well, yeah, it could be a little island car, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money if it's just going to be an island car. Get an old fucking beater. That's all you need out here if you really want to get a car. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, yeah, you can find an old beater. But unfortunately, like I said earlier in my broadcast, even for an old beater, they're demanding the biggest bucks. Well over the suggested used retail price of a car in America. Tell you, they're greedy out here. They don't want to let loose a 1 peso out here. Believe me, I know. I've tried dickering with people about cars before and other merchandise. They will not budge. They will not budge. You know what they want to do out here? Now, tell me if this is true or not, especially for motorcycles. They don't want to let you buy a motorcycle for cash. They know they can make more money by financing you. Is that true? And how about buying a car? Can you walk into a car dealership and flop down, 3 million pesos and say, I want to buy this car? Will they sell it to you? Or will they say to you, no, we only do financing? Because they make a lot of money from you on finance. I told you, they're not stupid out here when it comes to money. Not at all. You can call Filipinos whatever you think they are. You could think they're all broke when they're not. You could think they're all stupid when they're not. No, they're pretty smart when it comes to finance. But yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if you could walk in a showroom and buy a bike or a car off the lot. And correct me if I'm wrong on that. She's hanging in there, Mika. She's bedridden. They'll put her in a wheelchair to sit up now and then. She's, I'm surprised. She's like, what is she, 86? Good woman, though. She's a nice lady. She don't speak much English, but she knows some, but not much. And she doesn't really speak with a lot of energy. You can't hear her. She speaks very softly. She's on Ensure and stuff like that and other foods. And she's hanging in there, man. It's amazing. The machine, the human machine. She's hanging in there. Oh, I don't know if that's the real one or not, but it's a grandpa too. With a name like that, you're gone, bro. You're gone, bro. You're gone, bro. Philip and Beyond, you can buy anything here if you have cash. It's the only way to go. Finance, well, yeah, it costs too high. I don't know who's telling me that. Maybe on the motorcycles. You see, the reason there's so many motorcycles on the road, and actually how many cars are on the road, because they know that a good deal of the population, you know, they can't afford to go to a showroom and buy a car off the floor. They got to offer very low down, but unfortunately the interest is high. And let's say that the car, let's just come up with a figure. Say that the car costs you about 3 million pesos, you'd probably be paying more like 3.5 or something or more. So they get you on the interest is what they do. Yeah, finance a car is like 20% interest. Yeah. Well, I know some trike drivers that have to do that because they can't do it otherwise. And I understand that that's the only way they can do it. But then they got to make these payments every month and they're already hurting. But, if you need a motorcycle for your trike and whatever. But the one thing I don't really like seeing is when, holy shit, man, they got like their whole family on a motorcycle out or a motorbike. Now that's dangerous. You go down with your whole family goes down. It's amazing. They can fit 5 people on a motorcycle. I've seen it. If you buy new, don't spend more than 1.3. Well, you're not going to get much of something new for less than 1.3. That's a little over 20,000. Not many good cars for that price. I was always trying to buy a slightly used Subaru XV because it was all-wheel drive and it was a nice size, had a nice look to it. And if it's beyond the 2017, it's got that smart drive, where it recognizes objects and all that, stops and all that. Of course, it's not good for a whole lot of people to put in there. You can only fit maybe, 3 in the back seat, 2 in the front or whatever. Maybe you could squeeze 4 in the back and that would be really hard. Okay. Your Hilux was only 1.3? That's hard to believe. Toyota Hilux. I don't want any big trucks though. I mean, I don't want anything that's going to consume a lot of gas. As you see, gas is not cheap out here. I just go to fill my generator up. What do I have? A 5-gallon can cost me like, shit, what was that costing me? Fuck. 3,000 pesos or something for a 5-gallon can or something like that? Shit. Whew, man. Then, there's maintenance, insurance, whatever. Man. Look, I got extra expenses because I got a couple of kids living here. And then she does have her family members that come back and forth to visit over here. You got to put out extra food money, stuff like that. And damn, I don't know what that trike driver we use every day. If he didn't have us, man, he'd be hurting. We use them almost every single day, if not twice or sometimes more, according to what's going on. So I'm actually supporting the local economy. There's no question about that. None. Philippines Adventure 123 says Baja Trike is perfect and cheap for getting around locally, and it's easy to park. It's at the side of it. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. There's actually one that was really attractive. I seen they look really sporty. I couldn't catch the name on that damn thing. Somebody was riding it up the highway one day. They went by real fast. I couldn't get a chance to talk to them or see what the hell the name of this vehicle was. It looked pretty cool. I don't know. It was convertible. I don't know if it had a top to put on there or not, but I want something that has a hood on it, a roof on it. I think this thing did. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, it was an automatic, and you get those suckers in automatic. I don't want a manual transmission. Believe it or not, I can't drive a manual transmission. Why? I never tried. And I've never had a vehicle that wasn't automatic. I just want to turn the damn key on and drive. I don't want to have to shift every time you go down a hill or up a hill or something. I don't want to deal with that shit. Just want to turn the engine on and fucking drive. That's all I'm concerned about. I don't know. It's still something I have to think about. If I come into a little bit more money or something, maybe I'll consider it. I told you, I'm a guy that thinks ahead. What if I spent a lot of money on a car and a badass medical emergency came up? I mean, we're talking millions of pesos. Millions. Where would I be? I'd be in Hurt City, probably. I just don't want to take that chance. Frank, get this car. Live life to the fullest. Well, I don't know what living life to the fullest is anymore, really. I'm not climbing up the side of Boulder Falls like I did in Colorado. Not walking in deserts. I mean, I've done some stuff. It was a long time ago. Live life to the fullest. Well, you see, I don't mind wanting to live life to the fullest, but I want to live my fullest life, if you know what I mean, on the converse there. You know, I mean, I don't want to die before my time. Come on, man. You know how they drive around here. Fuck, every time I turn on the Facebook feed, I'm watching some freaking accidents. People under a car, people crashing, motorcycles all the time. People getting killed and hurt on motorcycles. You gotta understand, as I said, you could be a very careful driver, but you know what's out here, man, on the roads. Cyclists can't stay out of trouble, man, especially. Can't even trust a serious bus. How many of them are going off the side of the road and they're drinking? And I'm telling you, man, this is not a safe country to live in, man. It really isn't. But you know, you hear make the best of it, right? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I would not drive in Cebu City. I'll do what some people do. They hire a driver. I don't got the patience, and my mind is just not calm enough to drive in a big city. I get road rage. I just wind up going after the motherfuckers. I've done that, believe me, in Seattle. Even in Hawaii, a couple of times I had road rage, man. Some fuck ass cut me off or did something really stupid on the road, and I gunned my fucking accelerator. I was chasing them down the fucking highway. I'm not kidding. They do something stupid, it could cost your life or the people that you have in your car, and I don't like that shit. I like to show them that I'm pissed off. Just like on here, I put people in fucking jail when they cross the fucking line. Well, I put it to their attention on the road when they done something stupid. You know what I mean? Just try me. Just try me, you know? Try me. Try me. You know better than that. Well, if it's important enough, Mika, I don't let it go. There's certain things, Mika, that you can't let go. Sorry, man, I don't like to have my life threatened. I don't like being stalked, and I don't like being called a child predator. I got a problem with that. I got a major problem with that. I'm like a bull that needs to be let loose, and he's snorting, blowing out fucking steam. He wants to just trample over the bastards who would do shit like that. I'm ready to go at any moment. I'm wound up. The springs are loaded. I'm ready to go. Give me a reason. Give me a season and a reason, and I'll do it. I don't got another 50 years of my life. You know what I mean? I got to take care of business now while I'm still alive. If you're trying to make ripples in my peaceful world of retirement, I'm not going for that, man. I don't want no ripples. I want placid, smooth waters. And if you're going to make that my waters turn into tidal waves, I got to approach that situation as I see fit. See what I'm saying? Portland, Maine. Are you a subscriber? I've never heard of you before. Well, and enjoy my show. Portland, Maine. Pretty country during the autumn time, I'll tell you that. Ooh, man. New England coast is just gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. Take care of business, whatever it is. Nah, guys, come on, let's be real about this. You know, if the shoe was on the other foot, how would you react to certain people doing certain things to you on YouTube? Yeah, you could pass off a lot of shit on here. You know that. Even I know that. But somebody ruins your reputation. Yeah, you're talking international. This is, they call you a child predator when you're not. I mean, shit, man. You know the damage I could do to you? There's no damage control on that, man. You can't let them get away with that kind of shit. And I didn't. He's in jail. Oh, yeah, it's only immigration, Frank. You didn't do that. Well, I'm not going to go through that speech again while he's in there. He's in there because of me, and I'm his only reason he's in there. And it's not just immigration. I had to convince these guys with videotapes, every damn thing you can think of to show he's an undesirable. That's why he's in jail. Not because immigration finally caught up with them. It's because we unified this whole operation with 5 different agents. The day and hour it was going to be done. My lawyer was there. And I went through the whole speech again. And my informant was there. Okay? That's why he got arrested. That's why he was found. Okay? And that's why he's sitting in the fucking jail right now. And for those trying to take credit for that, go fuck yourself. I will take 100% credit for him being in jail. 125% at interest. He's there because I'm here. That's right. Let's see. Mika says many people would kill if they keep. Well, that's my point, Mika. That's my point, man. I could have took that route, but I'm not going to take that route. The only time I'll take that route if somebody's attacking me, and I got to protect myself, and I think that my life is in danger. Yeah, I'll kill the motherfucker. Stone, stick, I don't care what's available. My own hands, legs, bite him. chew them up with my teeth. I don't give a shit. If I'm out to save my own skin, I'll do whatever it needs to do it. Life is precious, man. You can't replace yourself. So some fucker attacks you, no matter how big they are, how bad they are, you're not going to stand there and let them annihilate you, right? You're going to do something. Poke their eyes out. Kick them in the nuts. I don't care what it is. I know one thing. I ain't going to stand there. Whatever's available. I find a nice sized rock to crack their skull. I don't give a shit. It's my life. I can't replace it. There's people who actually love me out there that probably have a bad day if something happened to me, right? But you don't call somebody a sexual predator. I don't care who you are, whether you're a tenant, whether you're a scumbag YouTuber, on hate steroids. You just don't do that. Just don't do that. Yeah. Well, now you know how I feel, Mika. Hey, we'll be right back. Enjoy yourselves. Got to take a commercial break for my sponsors here. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Okay, but getting on that again. You got to understand something, Mika and everybody else. You know all the shit that's been going on with Barry through the years? Now, a lot of these wonder, Frank, why did you go that far? Well, it's what I said earlier, man. I mean, look, I could take insults and all that shit. It's part of life. I mean, in fact, I always told you guys I'm the biggest critic of myself, really. I can make fun of myself and laugh at it. Some of the things I've done in my life, and I've done some crazy things in my life. Believe me, I've done some stupid things in my life, too. I'm my own critic, but if you're going to critique me, it's all right to critique me. Call me an asshole, call me whatever you want to call me, but, as I said, that imaginary line in the sand, when you cross over that shit, like we have this one guy now that can't afford any trouble in his life. The motherfucker, I'll tell you what my breaking point is. You fucking try to stalk me, motherfucker? That was the breaking point right there. The fact that this guy used me as he uses everybody else, I don't like the way he treats women. I don't, all the women of the night. That's exactly what the fuck they are. You think he's going to a church to meet these women? Is he buying these women? There's no question about it that he's buying these women. I don't know about you guys, but you seem to have an interest in the Philippines somewhat. Either married to one or you respect them. If you respect this country, if you respect Filipinos, you treat them with respect. And when I see these goobers coming to this fucking country and, basically, let's face it, they're buying these women. They're buying them. There's nothing to think about. They're buying them, okay? What do you think this one goober's doing? He's buying these women. They're not with him because they think he's charming. They're not with him because they think he's built like an athlete. They're not with him because he's a genuinely nice guy. They're with him because he's willing to open up his wallet and buy them drinks, buy them dinner, take them to a nice hotel here and there. I don't know. How would you define that? I'll leave it up to you. You can't get a woman on your own and you have to buy them. That's not showing respect to women. And then what gets me is when, and I've seen numerous shows where this particular individual was really disrespecting the women. When he was on camera and they weren't looking, a girl wasn't looking, he's making comments about her, whether it's anatomical or just making fun of her, just plain making fun of her and degrading her on camera. That's the kind of shit I don't like. All right. Why come out here if that's what your idea of the Philippines is? If that's how you want to treat women? I understand a lot of these goobers, they can't get women on their own accord where they came from. Maybe that's their whole MO. They want to get even with women. They want to treat them like a sack of shit. They're good to fuck and on to the next one. Make promises, we're going to get married, buy a house, have children together, the whole dream. Then they dump them. That's not respecting Filipinos. I don't know what your idea of respect is, but that's not my idea of respect. You see, that imaginary line they go over when they start threatening you in certain ways. And then they start stalking you. Hey, I was pissed. I was mad as a hornet. When that motherfucker came to Horizon Condos, where I admit I used to stay, I must have been there 30 times. I used to stay quite a bit, and I got sick of it because the owners of the bed and breakfast type organizations that would rent these out, were really not maintaining the units. Occasionally you'd see cockroaches in there. They didn't clean behind the cabinets on the floor. You can see a buildup on there. It looks like it's been 5 years of some dirt buildup. And I decided I didn't want to go there anymore. It wasn't worth the money. So now I'm kind of like on the look for better places. And I wasn't at the Horizon when he came over and he was interviewing with Yads, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. And he said it while he was there. He came there to intimidate me. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that at all. If I had one iota of respect for that guy on any fucking level, I lost it. He's made implied threats to me on here. If I get a case against Barry, he's going to do this and he's going to do that. That's a threat. That's a threat. And you know what? I don't appreciate threats. No, I'm not a big guy. I'm an older dude. I could do my best to save my own skin in a fucking fight, you know? I realize my limitations. But, you know, the law is mightier than the sword. There's much more damage with the law. And I will take advantage of the law. And I will put a case on these motherfuckers. They'll wind up in the same situation that Barry's in. They're going to regret the day that they ever fucking threatened me, called me a name, or labeled me as a hateful person. I'm not a hateful person on here, man. I just try to run a good show, you know? Have I ever lashed out on anybody on here? Fuck yeah, I have. I'm human. I don't deny that. We all say things out of anger, but if you continue it on a regular basis, it gets a little bit carried away. And that's when you got to say, man, hey, man, enough is enough. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't like being stalked by anybody. And I know a couple of people who have stalked me. And I don't appreciate it. So what I had to do, here we go again. I had to go gather all the evidence I can. I had to go to the print shop and make hard copies again. Here we go again, right? It's leading to that. It's coming down to a law situation. I had to inform to protect my ass. I had to inform immigration that they're undesirable people and why they're undesirable by sending them videos like I did with Barry. I had to do all that shit again. I had to inform my lawyer because he's my base of operations, really. He needs to know any legal shit going on for any further cases. He needs to be informed at the moment it's happening so he can make his own assessment on whether or not it'd be worthwhile to do a case on him. All realizing it's going to cost me more fucking money, but I don't have to go to the lawyer. I don't have to go to the lawyer. I can go to the NBI. Don't cost me a lead nickel. Point is, I don't want to have to go through this again. But you guys, if you know anything about me, I am stubborn. I have such convictions, and my creed is of such that step on me once, okay, that's bad enough. Step on me twice, you're in for trouble. Step on me 3 times, and, well, I'm going to let loose. I'm going to get the material together, file a fucking case, and see where it goes. Especially when people already have a criminal record here in the Philippines as a foreigner, man. You think it makes any sense for them to continue what they're doing? But they do it. Barry did it. He didn't learn. I knocked that fucking smirk off his face big time, didn't I? I didn't say it was easy. It was not easy. All right, Mika says, Frank, in the cold light of day, does it make you mad that your woman was in the fire of violence when she was in TGI set up by Ricky? I think you mentioned Barry had something in his pocket. Yeah, he was carrying his knife. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm upset with this guy. He denies it was a setup and everybody knew it. Even at one point, Barry admitted that Ricky knew. When he wasn't on good terms with Ricky, he admitted it. Now, what upsets me is that my girlfriend is not involved with this crap on here, but people have made her involved. She's not involved. She's not a YouTuber. She's rarely ever on camera on here. You may hear her in the background, but there's not that many times I had her on camera. And TGIF could have been a really bad situation, because I'm going to tell you, loud and proud, my friends, when I found out that Barry was in that bar, first of all, it was disbelief. When Ricky turned to me and said, Barry's here, I thought he was joking around. And he pointed to a guy at the bar, and I said, wait a minute, is a guy that looks like Barry because he has bald head? Then I looked, I said, I'll be damned, that's Barry. That's really him. What balls he had to come there. But you see, he didn't have the balls to come there. Just that, Brian was there. Okay, he didn't come alone. Brian comes in to see Boo every now and then. He rents a condo out. And Bomber goes over there to visit him, and they drink together and all that shit. And they go out to the clubs. They figure out a way to get in some ladies' pants. That's what they do. Well, Brian was there, but the point being on this whole situation, guys, since you brought it up, is that I had fire under my heels. I'm the one that got off my seat. Barry didn't come over to me. All you got to do is go see the video again somewhere. And if you did see the video, you know that I'm the one that got out of my seat. Ricky was over there talking to him at the time. And I realized, well, if Ricky's talking to the guy, that's really Barry. And it was. I'm the one that got off the seat and approached him. Yeah, when he seen me approach him, he had that glass of liquor, whatever he had in his hand, whatever he drinks. He held on to it tightly, like his life depended on it. It probably did. And he was swishing it around in his left hand, like he was going to throw it at my head. Then I saw him at one point slowly reach into his right pocket. And I remember on a show that he said he carried protection. And on one show, he didn't want to show it to anybody, but he went to show somebody that was over his house when he was living at Virgie's that he had this knife. And I knew, and I remember Barry saying that the only way he could protect himself because he's so scrawny and little is that he'd have to have protection. And I remembered that. And I saw him slowly reaching for his pocket. And I told him at that point, I said, you know what? I could even put in my exact word, not exact words, paraphrase that. Look, I don't give a shit what you said about me, but you need to apologize to Gilda. They didn't want to do that. Okay, Ricky intervened. Next thing you know, Ricky's girlfriend came over. Gilda came by. She intervened on me. And truthfully, if they didn't do that, and there were cameras in the room, and listen, I just got back from Hawaii. Where I was forced to stay for over a year away from my woman. I did not want to get into trouble. They had cameras there. And if I was the aggressor, which I was the aggressor. I got up off my chair. If I didn't get intervened, if there wasn't a camera there, and if I didn't just come back from over a year because of the COVID from Hawaii, there'd be blood on that floor. And it wouldn't be mine. I had rage at that time. You didn't see it. But you don't know what was going on in my head. And you don't know when I went back to the table what I was saying. And it was killing me not to fucking do what I needed to do. He was right there, within reach. And I couldn't do anything. Or else I'd wind up in jail after being a year gone away from the Philippines because of the COVID. That's the story on that. Okay, to answer long form on your comment there, Mika. I don't like that guy, and that's why he's in jail. And when I get to the point where I don't like you to that point, there's a good chance that you're going to be in jail or worse. I don't take the threats. That's the way I grew up. Nobody intimidates. Nobody. I don't care how fucking big you are. That doesn't mean I'm going to kick your ass because I don't get intimidated. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to deal with me in other ways. But you're going to make an enemy for life. And that for the whole time you're living in the Philippines, I'm going to make your life miserable. I'm going to make your life miserable and wish that you never even knew me, that you never even crossed that fucking imaginary line. That's the difference. That doesn't mean I'm big and bad that I'm going to wipe your ass all over the floor. I'm in my late 60s, okay? I'm not big and bad in that way. I'd be an asshole to come on here and say that I was big and bad physically. Oh, I could be, don't get me wrong, to a point. But I know my limitations. There's other ways to deal with people that's worse than kicking their ass. To try to show them that you're not exactly happy with them. I am capable of doing. I'm quite capable of doing that. I'm somebody to reckon with. I'm somebody you don't want to deal with. Not that I'm a bad person. It's not that I'm a hateful person. Nothing like that. It's not what we're saying. I'm saying when you cross that fucking line with me, sometimes there's no turning back. And you're going to wish to fucking hell that you never dealt with me, never stalked me, never threatened me. That's just who I am. I'm not 6'8" and 400 pounds. I'm 5'7", about 172 pounds. Hardly frail, but hardly a big guy in stature and girth and all that other shit. But there are other ways to skin a cat, as they say. And I could skin a cat if I want to, and I already did skin a cat. And he's sitting in a fucking jail cell, and he's going to wind up in Bicuton before you know it. And he ain't leaving this country. And yes, he did get served. Let's straighten that out with 5 counts of cybercrime. So he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. And I'm perfectly willing to do this all over again. Just get on my fucking bad side because life is too fucking short, my friends. I don't want to deal with this shit unless I really have to. And if I have to deal with it, again, life is too short. I want to live a peaceful life out here. If somebody's in my way of being happy and peaceful, and they're a thorn on my fucking foot, I'm going to take action. That's it. That's your long form answer. He put Gilda in a world of hurt. What if he did take out a knife out of his pocket? I could have been hurt if he managed to slash me. She could have got hurt. And this guy wasn't thinking about that, who knew that Barry was going to beat him. He wasn't thinking about Gilda's safety or mine. He wasn't. That's what makes him a scumbag, amongst everything else that makes him a scumbag, okay? Now you know how I felt about that situation. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm not leaving anything out. Don't fuck with me. Just don't fuck with me. It's not worth it. I'm not worth fucking with because I will make your world a fucking living hell. I will pay for an investigator to find out exactly who you are if I don't know your real name. I don't care. I'm the kind of guy that likes to get the job done. Like Chris and Sabu says, gets the job done. Well, I like to get the job done. I don't need this crap. I came out here to live my retirement life with someone I love. Okay, I don't need friction. I don't ask for friction. I'm not looking for friction. I don't want friction. But when something that's uncontrollable comes by and it gets a little bit carried away or a lot carried away, I'm going to do something about it. And I think you guys know I will. Ask somebody that's sitting in a fucking jail cell right now. How much time did I devote of my free time? Which seems ridiculous, but that's how convicted I am. To get all the ducks in a row, all the way down to the agents, to the hour of the day and the hour of the day. 5 fucking cooperating agents, my lawyer, and an informant that was going to show him exactly where he was. That took a lot of planning. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of disappointment from the agencies that were not cooperating for 3 fucking years. 3 years. Yeah, Repeat Adventure says Chris from Cebu gave up on YouTube. Now he lives. Well, I don't know what's going on with Chris. I did a show once, and I said, "Where is Chris?" Because it got to a point. I don't know if it was a health condition. I don't know. He was only pointing his camera out the window. Remember, they moved to a new complex. They bought a condo on a disability. But one time he said, when somebody asked him a question, how do you survive? What do you do for money? You're not old enough to get retirement. And Chris, I remember saying, not exact words, but what he said was, he's taken care of for a long time before he'll ever have to need money. In other words, I don't have to work. I got some kind of funding or bank account, whether it's an inheritance or whatever it might have been, that would allow him to live out there without having to find ways of making money. And all of a sudden, he's gone. So either a health situation or him and his old lady broke up or something happened. It's nice to know. I mean, inquiring minds like to know, but I haven't figured it out yet. If anybody figures it out, let me know. Oh, but he was involved with, he wasn't innocent, like I said. Chris Sabu was never innocent. He'd go on Discord, man. Oh, man, he was on Discord, and he was holy hell, man. He was a troublemaker, man. He put his nose into a lot of people's business, but you didn't see that on his regular show where he's walking around Fuente, the perch and all that stuff. You didn't see that. But I knew about him. He was hell on wheels. No, he wasn't innocent Chris at all. Now he had to go back to California because his girl, his wife, was his wife now. Said, you got to get your ass moving, brother. Make some fucking money. We need to buy a house or this. But actually, it's a setup for her to upgrade and get herself into. He has to get established to get her over here, over to America. Okay. And she has a work history. Anyway, there's a lot of, complications of getting your Filipino over to America. If you want to do the 90-day visa thing and whatever you want to do, the K2 or K1, K2 visa. There's a little bit of involvement there, but yeah, you could bet that he's going to get her out to California. She's a money maker. She knows how to make money. In her heyday, she don't got much of an audience now. But I'll tell you what, in her heyday, man, she had a lot of people following her. People were sending her shit. She could open up a goddamn retail store. But then the problem with her is that she started sampling the products that people were selling her. Candies, chocolates, and everything. If you look at her back then, and I met her in person, so I know how skinny she was. And you look at her now, it's an entire metamorphosis. She morphed into something I don't even recognize. Red was sitting around all day drinking fucking beer and smoking. Now he can smoke his pot in America, and he loves that. And he's got a job. I ain't seen him give a couple of donations to Big Kev a couple of times. When does Sentai ever give anybody no money? Revelations. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you understand me just a little bit better. I'm not looking for trouble on here, man. I want to avoid trouble. But when trouble finds its way to me, sometimes, guys, you don't have any choice. I didn't have any choice. Well, I had choices when it came to Barry, like actually going there and kicking his fucking ass. But like I said many times, bones heal, wounds heal, they go back to doing the same thing again. But put them in a jail cell, get them deported. I mean, that's sending a pretty heavy duty message, don't you think? So that's decided the direction I decided to go in. Guys, listen, I could have came here anytime I wanted to. Anytime I wanted to, Wow. Anytime. And I could have took care of business right then and there. But I thought ahead. Two things. I don't want to wind up in jail, and wounds heal. And they go back to doing the same thing again. You got to send a heavy message sometime. And physical violence is not the message. That's not the message. You take legal matters if you really do got the evidence. That's the way to ruin their day and ruin their life. Hit it where it hurts. Take away their freedom. Yeah, I say, well, that's my show.